What's good, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Golden 83, and I am here to do a tap into your soul reading for the sign of Gemini. Okay, Gemini, you guys were second this week on the zodiac lineup. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. Remember, you guys, these are general messages, not personal, so take what resonates and pass the rest to the next. Okay, so quick sidebar before we get into the reading, you guys. I did not tell all the other signs this past uh, 2 weeks or so, but you guys are in the know, and eventually everybody else will find out. But this is the last tap into your soul reading for your sign, Gemini, along with everyone as a whole, okay, overall. So, however, if you have, I appreciate you guys watching these videos. I've enjoyed doing them for the time that I've been here and opening them up on my channel. But it's now time for it to turn into a different reading. Something else will be taking its place in September. If you have enjoyed these sessions here, you can go on my channel, on my playlist, and view other Tap Into Your Soul readings if you have not been watching it since its inception, okay? I'll leave it on my channel for that reason, okay? And anybody else that comes across them, okay? So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started into your reading. I did not do these Saturday because the energy was a little bit off for me. I was kind of going through some things emotionally and decided to just take a break from doing them on Saturday. Plus, I'm headed into the kind of like vacation part from the readings for the rest of the month. So after this, you'll only see me one more time or maybe twice for the monthly manifestations for September before the next new moon, which is on the 27th, and some channel changes, which I'll probably set as a premiere. Okay, so that way you guys can see what's coming up, okay, within the next month. All right, so you guys know how this goes. We do one from the top in regards to your past, one from the bottom in reference to your present, and one energetically from the middle for your future, and then the last one at the bottom of the deck is your overall outcome. If you like, right now you can think of or write down what you would like your overall outcome to be based off of what situation you're going through currently. Okay, as you know, we asked 3 questions. Let's go ahead and get into it. For your past, what held you back in the past, Gemini? What held you back in the past? Okay, so Gemini, haven't seen this one in a while. I can tell you this card popped up for Virgo, so you could have Virgo in your chart, okay? But take the time to look at this imagery and, write down how it makes you feel as you answer that question, okay? Or think about how it makes you feel as you answer this question. I normally tell everybody to go ahead and, towards like the last month or so, I've suggested for people to kind of use this as like your own therapy session, if you will, and kind of start journaling, how these images make you feel, okay? And you can refer back to them on your own, all right? So with this one here, you see 3 different types of faces, okay? You have this overall being right here, okay, that has the shoulders, the body is here, but there's a face here, and then their standard, face, neck, and then another smaller head, okay? And so I feel as though with this, what held you back in the past is whenever I see this having to be different people at all times, okay? Kind of creating different personas for yourself, Gemini, is what held you back in the past. Like maybe you had your social group, maybe you had your family, and then you had your work, then maybe something else along the side, okay? Whatever those different personalities or groups that you had, you were always different with each one, okay? It could have been also just particular people, okay? If you have a friend that's mostly into dating a lot, things like that, and then you have another friend who's, you know, kind of introverted, you know how to be different with each one, okay? That in turn causes you to be, you know, someone else at all times, okay? And then it's like you merge all of those personalities together to create this one kind of being, okay? But who you really are, you know, subconsciously, you know you're a different way. You may just do it to fit in with everybody, so that way no one judges you, okay? And so that possibly is what held you back in the past, okay? Let's move on to your present, okay? What continues to hold you back presently? What continues to hold you back presently, okay? So take a look at this imagery here, Gemini, and how it makes you feel as you answer that question, okay? This is a card that came out for Taurus at one point in time, possibly in the same placement, okay? So you could have Taurus in your chart. With this imagery, we have the body here where the head is like kind of disconnected and floating away, but there's like these, you know, extension of feathers coming out around it. I love this card because it's just so imaginative, and it's got an essence about it. You see this yellow, the grays, and the purples, okay? And so possibly you're in your head a lot, okay? Solar plexus correlating with the yellow is talking about creativity, imagination, things of that nature, okay? Purple is dealing primarily so with your crown chakra in that area, okay? And so for me, it means, you know, you have this ability, Gemini, to dream the impossible dreams, okay? And so you may be in your head a lot to the point where you forget about reality, okay? And so sometimes you have to kind of bring yourself back. It's nothing wrong, Gemini, with dreaming big, but you have to keep your dreams realistic, okay, and attainable. I think it was either between you or Aries that I also talked about that in reference to your either your heart's desire reading this week or the dream catcher read, one of those, okay? So if you've had any time to look at any of your readings this week, hopefully you do before you watch this one. But if you're energetically guided to here, then hopefully this helps you, okay? But that is what's holding you back presently, all right? Let's move on to your future placement, Gemini, of how you will change your future, okay? How will you change your future? So this card came out in Aries, but it came out in the present position, okay? But this is for your future position. So for you, Gemini, hopefully you got the time to kind of look at, I'll hold it back up so that way you guys can like take the time to answer this question for yourself, and make sure with all of these questions you answer them honestly with yourself, as you're the only one that's going to know how you feel, okay? So this is a good place for this card to be, personally, whenever I do these readings. You will become somewhat centered and at peace. Gemini is how you change your future, is trying to aim for that, okay? Some form of peace. Not in a sense of being conceited, in a sense of that holier than thou type situation, but in a sense of just really kind of meeting or becoming your higher self, okay? A higher level of consciousness is what I feel is how you will change your future, okay? Figuring out who you are, what you stand for, presently learning how to, again, bring yourself back to reality. It's okay to dream. It's okay to dream the impossible dream, but make sure they're also attainable as well, okay? So let's get into your overall outcome, which is at the bottom of the deck, okay? This is your overall outcome, okay? Take the time, which this is a very odd place for this to show up. Usually it's somewhere within the spread, okay? But this is your overall outcome, okay? Geminis, you could be in this sense of, you know, blocking things out right now as you're trying to figure things out, okay? Possibly I have this right up underneath the present energy, which is you kind of in your head about a lot of things, okay? You're probably soul searching right now, Geminis. But this person is standing here shielding themselves from the light, okay? So you could be going into some form of isolation, okay? Until you figure some things out, Gemini. I totally get it. I've been there, done that. Make sure it's, you know, a productive isolation, okay? And what I mean by that is really taking a deep look within yourself first, before you stretch out to others, as far as, you know, judging others, like maybe considering changing your friends or maybe moving. For some of you, it could be about changing your environment where you either work or live, okay? Which I believe might have came up this week in your readings. I can't really recall, but for it to come out now, it obviously came through sometime this week, okay? Possibly during your ancestor reads. Nonetheless, like I said, a form of isolation is possibly coming, okay? Just make sure that if you know there's some genuineness attached, okay, try not to shield out those that are genuine, okay? Which I know may be hard to do at this time, depending on what it is that you're going through, okay? But open yourself up to sharing with someone that you truly can trust and that is always genuine. Those that you are unsure about, then yes, keep them at a distance, okay? So Gemini, with that being said, that's really all that I have for you guys this week. Also, make sure if you need a little bit more of assistance as far as with your energy, check on my channel for the playlist of energy shoutouts. You guys already have one, okay? As you all know, I've been doing one energy shoutout reading per sign for the best energy, okay? You guys already had one. All right, so you can go onto that playlist and look at that energy shout out. It has an energy card for your current energy at the time, which is, you know, already passed, but the videos are timeless. So you have that, you have crystals of assistance, and you have a daily message, okay? And that may help you at this time, okay? So hopefully give that a try and look at that. Energy shoutouts will be changing moving forward after September, but I'll talk about that in my exclusives video later, okay? So until then, Gemini, take care of yourselves. Work on cleansing your energy out these next 2 weeks. I will be back September 6th, 5th or 6th, okay? So until then, peace.